Hello, welcome to the Retention and Graduation Dashboard training by the Office of Analysis and Information Management. This training will first cover some general definitions and important information about graduation and retention rates to get started. Then, we will dive into the dashboard. First, let's cover a general definition of what a cohort is. Cohorts are the groups of students that are measured for retention and graduation purposes. A cohort consists of a group of students starting in the university at the same time with a set of features in common, such as their admit type. In the state of Florida, cohorts consist of the students that are enrolled for the first time in the fall of a given academic year. These students could be admitted in either the preceding summer or in that fall semester. The enrollment status of the students in that fall semester is saved and is known as the full-time cohort indicator. This indicator is used for many important metrics and analyses at FIU and is also a well-known predictor for a student's later success. Retention rates measure the percentage of a cohort that is still enrolled in or has graduated from the university. Typically, retention rates are concerned with the student's actions within a given year of their academic career, such as second-year retention rates. This means that they are not typically concerned with just a specific semester. Some variations in retention rates also include the grade point average of the preceding year as a measure of satisfactory academic progress. This variation is called the academic progress rate. Retention rates are usually an indicator of the success of a particular cohort. They are included in many surveys and rankings that the university has deemed important and participates in. The most common type of retention rate is the second-year retention rate. Graduation rates, much like retention rates, measure the percentage of a particular cohort that has graduated from the university. Students must be retained in order to eventually reach graduation. Graduation rates are typically measured as a function of the number of years a student has been in the university, such as a 4-year graduation rate or a 6-year graduation rate. These time frames are usually based upon national reporting standards, like those set forth by the National Center for Education Statistics. It is common for different time thresholds to be used for different types of cohorts, such as between transfer students and first-time-in-college students. Graduation rates are some of the most important metrics to a university, as they are typically heavily weighted in university rankings and are a principal measure of success. Now that we have covered some general information to help us understand the dashboard, let's go to accountability.fiu.edu. The Retention and Graduation dashboard can be accessed by clicking Retention and Graduation under the Student Progression drop-down or by scrolling down in the text of the landing page. Clicking Retention and Graduation will load the table of contents of the dashboard. This dashboard contains several different reports and analyses. The most high-level ones are covered under the Reporting section of the dashboard. These analyses simply display the retention and graduation rates of our cohorts for several years. The Cohort Demographics section contains a wealth of different analyses, looking at the differences in retention and graduation rates across different demographic measures such as gender, ethnicity and race, or Pell status. The Graduate Education section contains retention and graduation rates for our master's and doctoral students. The College and Major section contains common retention and graduation rates listed by the student's academic programs. The Academic Progress section contains detailed analyses that track different measures of a student's progress to graduation, such as the rate of their credit hour completion, or where the students are taking coursework. Finally, there is also a Resources section that contains helpful on-demand resources, like a data dictionary, and even a link to predictive models for retention and graduation. Let's begin by examining the Retention and Graduation Summary dashboard, the first one on the table of contents. The Retention and Graduation Summary page of the dashboard displays the re-enrollment, graduation rate, and retention rate for many of our cohorts back into history. The dashboard is live, so often the most recent data is still in progress. In this dashboard, years are measured in a fall, spring, summer semester ordering. Re-enrollment rates measure the percentage of a cohort that is currently enrolled in that year, but has not graduated from the university. The graduation rate and retention rates are also listed together in this dashboard. We can access the Filters page in the top right corner of the dashboard to customize the information we are looking at. This dashboard defaults to looking at FTIC cohorts who are full-time in their first fall semester. These settings can be changed under the Cohort Membership Variables section of the Filters. The dashboard also allows users to examine the performance of our cohorts by various measures of a student's college, department, major, and plan. This can be examined by where students enter into the university, the first academic structure variables, or by where students were in their last semester of enrollment. Second-year retention rates are typically measured using the first academic structure variables, whereas graduation rates of all kinds are typically measured using the last academic structure variables. The dashboard also contains a wealth of information about the demographics of our cohorts and students, including information about their ethnicity, gender, residency, university pathways, age and entry, and even various measures of financial independence and need. The program status variables contain information about a student's program, such as if it is fully online or deemed to be of strategic emphasis by the state. It is worthwhile noting that this also varies depending on the student's first or last academic structure that we just discussed. There is also information about a student's last institution attended, various admissions indicators such as their GPA, SAT, and even their first mathematics course. These are all shown to be closely related to a student's performance. The dashboard also allows the user to look at students that take their coursework in specific campuses or are associated with the Honors College. Let's go back to the table of contents by clicking on the Retention and Graduation button from the top blue border. Now let's go to the semesterly cohort progression page of the dashboard. This is located under the Academic Progress section. The semesterly cohort progression page of the dashboard displays the status of the cohort each semester for their first 6 years of enrollment. This dashboard also interfaces with the National Student Clearinghouse to track students that have transferred to other institutions. The legend at the bottom of the dashboard denotes the student's relative status. Students in dark blue are enrolled at a satisfactory GPA. Students in light blue are enrolled, but are facing academic challenges resulting in low GPA. Students in red have been dismissed from the university. The peach portion of the bar denotes students that have transferred to other institutions. The list of institutions can be viewed by hovering over the bar. This list is updated at the end of each semester. The gray portion of the bars denote students that have left the university, but were not enrolled in other institutions during those semesters. The gold portion of the bar denotes the students that have successfully graduated. The filters for this dashboard are condensed from the previous views of the dashboard and can be accessed from the top right corner of the dashboard. The filters on this dashboard are broken into several different sections. The first, Cohort Membership Variables, allows you to change which cohort you are looking at. The dashboard defaults to looking at our full-time first-time in college cohort that entered in the 2018-2019 academic year. The dashboard contains first academic structure variables to track where students entered the university, as well as last-term academic structure variables to track where they were in their last semester of enrollment. There are also filters to look at students that are part of the Honors College or are members of exploratory programs. There is also a student demographics section of filters, as well as flags for students that graduated within different time thresholds. That concludes the training. Thank you for watching our short training on the Retention and Graduation dashboard. If you have any suggestions to make this training better or wish to see an additional analysis, please contact the Office of Analysis and Information Management.